In this video, I'm going to show you how to take your family tree and turn it into a clean, organized spreadsheet listing every single person with their birth and death details. We're going to do this step by step using a script you can copy and paste into a free Google platform. I'll walk you through the whole process from start to finish. Now, if you're thinking, I don't want to mess around with code, I just want the spreadsheet, I've got you. I have an online service where you just upload your family tree file and get a nicely formatted spreadsheet. There's a link in the description below and it's super cheap. But if you prefer to do things yourself, keep watching as this is a full tutorial. I have a companion article that also has all the steps I'll show you visually now. This is where you can grab the code that you'll need to do it yourself. The article is also linked in the description. First step is to export your family tree into a file stored on your local computer. This file is known as a GEDCOM file. All the major online family tree websites have an option to export to GEDCOM. The exception is Family Search. If you need instructions on how to do it, I'll put a link in the description to a video on my channel that walks you through it. All the desktop software applications that manage family trees have an option to export to GEDCOM. The next step is to find a place to run Python code. I'm going to use a free Google platform called Google Colab. You just need a Google account to use it. So let's get you started on Google Colab. Google Colab, so it's colab.google. If you're logged into a Google account, you don't have to sign in again or sign up. Step 3, we create a notebook where we write our code. Go straight to New Notebook, either here or up here. I'm going to click it here, and then you will be taken to this new notebook. Notebook is where you put your code. This box here is called a cell. We can put our code into the box, and we can click the Run command. Next thing we're going to do is we're going to upload our GEDCOM file, so we can use code to convert it into a spreadsheet. So how do we upload a file? This folder here, files, expand that. You may need to wait 20 seconds for the engine to start up, but you will see this sample folder. And I'm just going to expand that folder, sample data, and it gives us these sample CSV files. I am going to upload my GEDCOM file into this sample data folder. So I'm hovering on the line sample data, and I get this ellipsis, these 3 dots. Click 3 dots and click upload, and then go find your file on your local machine. I'll click open, so click OK, and this is where it has loaded the file. The next step is to install a pre-made package of code that does this conversion for you. In the companion article, I'll jump to step 5. We're going to type in this line of code, or you can copy and paste. Back to Google Colab, and in this box or cell, I type exclamation mark pip install simple-gedcom. I will run that. That triangle on the side is the run button. And that has successfully downloaded and installed that package of code. Now I want to run more code. So I want another cell. So I click this plus code button up here. I get this empty cell. I want 3 lines of code in this cell, and I'm going to copy them from the companion article. I scroll down to step 6, where it says paste this Python script into a cell, and this is the 3 lines of code I want to copy, and I want to paste into this cell. I have to change 1 line of the script, and that line is a line that points at the location of the GEDCOM file that I've uploaded to Google Colab. I'm going to replace within the quotation marks, it's very important to leave those single quotation marks. I'm going to replace this with the path to my file here. And to get the full file path, I hover over it, click on the ellipsis, and I click on copy path. And now I remove the example path. I leave the 2 quotation marks there, and I hit Control V, and that gives me the full path to my uploaded file, which happens to be called familytree.ged. Everything else stays the same. And that's it for the code. You've done the complicated part now. Click on the Run button, and depending on the size of your tree, this could take seconds to complete, or if you have thousands of people in your tree, it could take 4 to 5 minutes. But when it finishes, one extra file will appear over here on the left under sample data. It's a .csv file. It starts with the same name as your GEDCOM file. It has a suffix of people and an extension of CSV. And that is what this script did. And now that this file is saved here, I want to download it to my local machine. So hover over it, click on the ellipsis, and click on download. And that comes down to my downloads folder. There it is, familytreepeople.csv. So I've just got 2 more steps for you. The next step, I'll show you how to import into Google Sheets. And I'll recommend a particular option to avoid problems with dates. And if you don't use Google Sheets, you can skip to the final section where I import into Microsoft Excel, which is even more finicky with dates, and I'll show you a process of how to avoid date problems. You can import this file into Google Sheets. I'll toggle over to a new spreadsheet in Google Sheets, hit File, Import, Upload, Browse, Downloads folder, choose a CSV file, click Open. Convert text to numbers, dates, and formulas. I advise you to take that off. Dates can be handled poorly in spreadsheets, particularly historical dates. Click Import Data, and this is what I want to see. From here, you can put in the formatting that you want in a spreadsheet. You might want to make the first row bold, then make it header, freeze the pane, etc. So that's Google Sheets. And if that's where you want this to be, then you can stop here. The last section of this video, I'm going to go through some tips with importing the file into Microsoft Excel. In order to illustrate the problems we want to avoid with Microsoft Excel, we'll take a quick look at the contents as a text file. Edit in Notepad, expand this a bit, and just take a look at the birth date of the first person. This is how it is in Ancestry. Notice there are no hyphens, similar to the second row, and this here is just a year. And here we've got about 1877, and that is how I entered them into Ancestry. The problem is that Excel doesn't cope with this very well. Let me show you what I mean. I'll close that. Because I have Microsoft Excel installed on my local machine, I have the option of just double-clicking on this CSV file. Excel will open the CSV file and do some conversions and formatting for you that you may not want. So I'll just expand the birth date there. See how it's got the hyphens in there, the formatting. And when I click into the cell, the display changes again. Excel has given that a date format. But then we've got the years, 1882, 1876. Excel has given that a number format. And then we've got this about.1877. It's left justified. Excel has decided that that is text. The mix of dates, numbers, and text in the same column causes issues with sorting and filtering down the line. I prefer that the entire column be text, but I can't just here hit right-click, format cells, and text, because if I do that, see what happens? It just goes bonkers. So let's not do that. I'm going to hit X. I definitely don't want to save that, and I'll show you how to get the date into Microsoft Excel so you don't get this kind of issue. And now I'm going to open a new worksheet in Excel. So just launch a blank worksheet, and from here I'm going to go to the Data tab, and over here on the left, click Get Data, and choose from File, and choose from Text CSV. Go to my Downloads folder, click Import. And from here, we want to come down and click on Transform Data. In this Power Query Editor, click on Use First Row as Header. And now, click Close and Load. Notice how it has come in matching what was in the actual text file, both for birth date and death date. I'm now going to highlight the birth date column and the death date column at the same time. So I click on column C, then I hold down the Control key and I click on column E. I'm going to right click, hit Format Cells, and that is now at General. I'm going to change that to text and see how it didn't just put in weird numbers for it. So having done that, I can now come over here to the right. What's going on here is that I've now set up a connection between what's in my spreadsheet, and the CSV file. I want to be able to change what's in the spreadsheet without actually changing the underlying CSV file. So now I want to break that connection. So I'm going to come over here and I'm going to right click and I'm going to click on delete. And it says, are you sure? Hit delete on that. Now I can close this window here and I never need to look at it again. So this is formatted by that Power Query editor. I don't really like this formatting. So I'm going to come over here to table styles and I am going to click on clear. It clears it to no table style. Then I'm going to highlight the first row, go to home, click bold. It gives me a nice header. And then I want to freeze that top row, and that is under view, freeze panes, freeze top row. And from there, you can give it all the formatting that you want. So that's the end of the tutorial. And if you're thinking it's quite a lot of trouble to get the spreadsheet properly formatted, it's one of the reasons why in our service that when you upload your GEDCOM, we don't just give you the CSV file, we also give you the Excel spreadsheet already formatted. And you can import the spreadsheet instead of the CSV file into Google Sheets. We also have a number of other tools available or coming soon. Check out the main site for what's going on with data mining DNA. Hope that helps and best of luck with your family research.